Yo, the hair's growing out. It's growing out evenly. Almost. I almost look like Wonka, y'all. Almost look like Wonka. Um, just wanted to say, what's up, stuff like that. Uh, hold up. Did you hear that? Something's going on. Same as y'all before, but since it's even, you know what I'm saying? Since it's even, um, it'll grow out. You know what I'm saying? It's not even. It's just, y'all can just imagine how it was before and stuff like that. Just was checking in with y'all. I'm in a white tee. It's fresh white tee, you know? Um, what can I say? Um, I mean, goodness me. Oof, I'm in good shape. Um, I try to think about stuff and then going back to the plan. I have plans, bro. I had these funny plans. What's it called? I have this plan to, bro. So I heard that Slavic people, like I heard the name that there's such thing as Slavic people, and I was like slave. I read at first. I was like slave people, and I'm like, bro, what if their nickname is Slavic people because they're slaves? So like, how about we go and like together as a huge streaming family, and like not a family, like you know what I'm saying, like the stream, not like Nick Merckx, it's Nick like the N fam or something. No, we're like obviously we say bro and sister and stuff like that, but like come on, bro, we're a streaming team, and we're gonna go there as a streaming team, all of us, dude, everybody, Doctor Luke, man. I mean, gonna go like this and be like, yo, Slavics, you're not slaves no more. This is not a cause for war. You're free. Be free, you Slavic women and men. You y'all are now free. You know what I'm saying? Oh, slave. Like you're talking to me, Pablo, dude. You think after finding out and really realizing that there's something just missing the letter E, or it would be Slavic. So it's 80% the word slave. So we're gonna go and free them. We're gonna free them. I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna call upon my good friends, my close allies, and be like, guys, with love, and we will set these Slavic women and men free. They will not be Slavic anymore. They will not be Slavic. Imagine, bro, like Wonka style. Like, it's like, dude, it's like we like swing by and we just drop gushers from like a jet. We drop like not even I'm not even playing, bro. You drop like we just swing by. We're like in the Slavic area, and it has like on the gushers. There's like an attachment that says like a Bible verse, and then like under like the actual like in caps word that says, "Y'all Slavics are not slaves no more." Because y'all's name sounds like slave. So be free and just and be free, flourish, thrive, and stop being slave. Okay? You can continue with the name Slavic, but from this moment on, you are not slave. Be free. Just be yourself. However that is. So just be free, Nick. Free Nick. Free Nick. Free Nick. Be free Nick. Dude, I'm telling you all this when I have an upgraded phone, bro. This phone's upgraded. Dude, you know who to. Okay. Yeah, like we can have yoo-hoo, we yoo-hoo, yahoo, shout out to who, me, and we'll go over there with no weapons, with just love and the word, and just be like, y'all are not slaves no more. We have come to break your chains of Slavic slavery, and dog, and you know what? First, we'll start with the Slavic countries that I don't even know which ones they are, but we'll start with the ones that I'm pretty sure aren't in battle or war right now, that are thriving, but they're using Slavics as slaves. So, but I think that dog, I'm not trying to get into this, but um, I think that Ukraine is I think that Ukraine is like Slavic. I think Ukraine is Slavic, bro. So we're gonna. That's why I said, listen to my plan. Like when you like the song, listen to your heart. When he's calling for you, listen to your heart. When he is by you, I don't know where you're going, dude. Listen to your heart, because say we're gonna go to the from slavery. I don't care if this sounds dumb. It sounds intelligent in a way, because when you're reading, it's like, did I just see the word slave? No, it says Slavic. I, they could be slaves, and I heard that people get hurt. Like women get kidnapped and stuff. I don't like that. That's what I'm leading to saying. That's why we go to the free countries first, and help them and tell them, you're not slave no more. You're not a slave. Like, you don't have to represent that Britney Spears song, I'm a slave for you. You don't have to, okay? You don't have to. And then we're gonna go into Ukraine with everybody that we free, and be like, with no military outfit, and almost like just wearing like cargo shorts, like Peacemaker from DC, like Peacemaker, and just no shirts and no just cargo shorts and shoes, and we'll go in there like that, and we'll be like, and the women can just wear like a sports bra and like tights, and then we go there as a group, like however many, we like free from being Slavic slaves, and you're now just European. You know what I'm saying? You're not Slavic. You're not Slavic. You're not a slave. So we get that sound. Don't you hear what kind of sound? That is not somebody being hurt. That is the sound of an orgasm. And it's like, dude, I'm just trying to tell you. So it's like, I'm not the one doing that. They're free. They're finally not slaves. So now they're together, and we have freed them. And they're like, well, that sounds like the sound of freedom to me. And it's like, the Ukrainian people are like, that sounds like the sound of freedom. We join, and they're like, you know what? We quit working for the soldiers. We're gonna go with these people because we're slave Slavics, but we want to be like these free Europeans that used to be Slavic and not slave, because I think Slavic means a nickname in principality as slaves. Y'all are not slaves no more. Y'all go and enjoy y'all's life. No more of this. I think Russia's Slavic too. Bro, I think y'all don't realize that y'all are being manipulated as slaves when y'all are supposed to be not Slavic slaves. You're supposed to be free. You're supposed to be Russian or European free, thriving and flourishing like a flower if you're a woman, and just a sequoia tree of a man, and that's how you do it. And you are not, dog, you're just not Slavic. You're Slavic if you want to keep it, just like, what, I was Slavic, but I'm free now. And so basically that's how we'll do it. Maybe we can film the whole time, make a movie about it. Hopefully they understand what I'm trying to say. It's like, hey, right here, this is Slavic. We're trying to stop. There's no slavery nowadays. 2026. There's no slavery. So whatever's going on here, this looks like slavery. Like this military, this guy did not want to sign up. That's slavery. That's a Slavic. That's a Slavic. Y'all are free. And then I go to the other guys, the Russians, and I'm like, hey, y'all are Slavic. It, in the sense of your bloodline, it says Slavic. And what you're doing is you're doing slave work for somebody else, like Django in the movie Unchained. So they're gonna be like, we're not slaves, and Russia's gonna be like, we're not slaves, and then Ukraine's gonna be like, we're not slaves. So because like I had never signed up to be a slave, they'll say it, and they'll both be like, you know what? This war's over. We're not Slavic. We're not Slavic. We're Eastern European and Russian. We're supposed to be thriving. So stop being slaves, Slavic slaves, and as a leaf, gentle as a good old leaf. And thank you, thank you, perritos, with the hands together like this. Thank you. You know what? You're right. You know, am I right or wrong? Think about it. Slavic, how close can that be to the word slave? So close. We gotta go there. Let's go there together, gentlemen, and gentle women. Let's go there and show them what it is not to be free and to be like not Slavic. Like, not trying to say to take away your bloodline of Slavic. If you want to keep that forever, you can. What I'm trying to say is that I think somebody is tricking y'all with that word, because that's saying that y'all are slaves in a way. You're Slavic. You're just pronouncing it Slavic to cheat them. It's actually Slavic. And that's it. You're not slaves. We're going to free them together. We're going to free them together. And first we got to, and then now war to the side. First things first, burrito. It's going to be like this. We're going to go to the Slavic lands of like, of Finland, and then go to like go to Norway, and then we'll go to Sweden, beautiful Sweden, right there, right in that area. We try to get to go to Latvia, and what else is there? There's Estonia. There's Croatia. There is dude. There's Serbia. All these. What is Slavic, bro? What else is Slavic? We have to get all the slaves and get them free, and we can make this, and we can stream this together, and that will be the thing we can do as a team, but with the word and with love, and we get them together, and then dude, we're gonna have such a huge crowd. It's gonna be like when Queen was presenting in front of those 100,000s. We're gonna ask all these people to just walk with us, and we're gonna be like, we're gonna walk straight to the Ukrainian like area where they're having war, and we're gonna be wearing like barely any clothes, and we're gonna be like, guys, y'all are both Slavic. You're not Slavic. You're not slaves anymore. So be free and enjoy. Go to your wife. Go to your husband, woman. Go to your wife, man, and go and enjoy this, because you're not slaves no more. Enjoy this freedom. Enjoy this freedom. Right? Just right on them. Okay. Anyway, that to the side, bro. It sounds like something to do, something nice to do. You understand? Because I mean, think about what you're gonna meet there. I'm pretty sure those people are beautiful, bro. And if you really think about it, you know, it's in a weird way, Russia was the first country to locate and destroy the Nazi concentration camp. They got that. So they got like a free pass in life a little bit, but not forever. You can only use it like once, and it's limited time. So they freed the slaves in the Holocaust, and now we're gonna have to free them by saying, y'all are Slavic, not Baltic. You're Slavic. Ukraine is Slavic, but that word is, and they're gonna be like, dude, you're right, and I'm not a slave. No one's gonna ever keep me in hold as a slave. And now I'm gonna be like, you know, I really like the people back then that were put in the Holocaust. I cared for them. And now for your payback, not in a mean way, for your good karma, you're free from being slavic, and you don't, because being in the military, you're a slave. You're a slave. You're slaving. You're slaving, not slaving. You're a slavic that's slaving for somebody else. And then there's your world peace, and we have done world peace, and there's gonna be love in the air. There's gonna be hearts all everywhere. Nobody's hearts are gonna be broken. There's gonna be marriages. There's gonna be the child birth rate is gonna grow so much. It's gonna grow beyond belief. It's gonna be so, just literally release the slavics, release them all. You know what I'm talking about? Goodness me, just release them, dude. That's all you have to do. They're not slaves anymore. All right. Anyway, now because we got to get back to what I'm talking about. Other stuff other than that was just an idea. I can't go on forever about that. It sounds like a plan. So if in the future you see me like in these like Slavic lands, and I'm like just saying, hey y'all, come give me a hug. You're not a slave no more. Everybody's gonna be so confused in the beginning, because I'm gonna be doing one by one hugs. I'm gonna be like, hey, can you give me a hug? It's like, oh, it's nice to hug you, and it's like, you're not a slave anymore. And they're gonna be like, what? What do you? I mean, you're a Slavic. They tried, that word was misrepresented. It's Slavic. You're not a Slavic anymore. You're not a slave. Go be free. And then I'm gonna just start hugging everybody and telling them like, you're not a slave anymore. Like giving them like good things. Like like all the men and all the women, I'm gonna be giving them like hugs and like, you're not a slave anymore. You're not a slave. And then and then we'll just, it's nonfiction. Marvel is fiction, but it's awesome. Um, the Doctor Doom movie's coming up, and I just wanted to bring something up. They had brought Thor in there. They have brought, surprisingly, the X-Men, bro, which can possibly, hopefully, get in that Deadpool like we did before. Get the Deadpool, the Deadpool. You know what I'm talking about? The Deadpool cameo, or maybe entry. Like they're X-Men. They're at the university, and then the teaching zone, whatever that's called. And Deadpool shows up with Wolverine, and Wolverine's like, you know what? This guy just helped me save basically the world that y'all were. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to go to Doctor Doom if it wasn't with his, like, him helping. So maybe Wolverine can be like, you know what? For this time, you're in. Well, I mean, like, it looks like you can be in. And then he says that in front of Professor X, and Professor X is like, you make the orders around here now? Who's the oldest here? Who's the one behind the desk? And he's like, and then he's like, he's like, there you go. He mentals their mind really quick, and it's like, just gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself. This man is known for bloodshed without care, and now you're involved with him, and now y'all are in the principal's office. First, we gotta talk about what y'all did in Deadpool 4. You're an X-Men. You are known to be rated teen for everybody, or PG-13. And you went with Deadpool and did this, and then Wolverine will be like this. And Deadpool will be like, Wolverine was like this because there was no other choice. We had to save the timeline. That you don't understand what's happening. Doctor Doom is gonna basically use what we have uncovered. So Deadpool was just following some sort of thing, try to keep it PG, and then Ryan Reynolds is like, it's like, yeah, dude, I was out there just, I mean, if you could get all that bloodshed and stuff like that, it's like 98% mine. And then the other one, it's like Wolverine's is just the accidents happen. That's why you get insurance. And it's like, well, that's not supposed to happen. And it's like, well, at the same time, Deadpool's like, well, at the same time, I did help this situation proceed. Like, so can you give me a chance? And he's like, I'm giving you a 90% no. He's like, I'm a 90% no chance you for that 98% rated R bloodshed you had put, bro. And he's like, okay, whatever. And he walks out of here. He like flicks him off or something. And then he walks out of there. It's not, Deadpool, bro. He's not gonna not show up, bro. He's gonna show up, and he's gonna maybe be in secret contact with Logan. And because Logan, I mean, dude, come on, bro. Logan is loyal, but I mean, at one point, I think he's gonna have secret contact with him. Be like, dude, can you please let me know where this battle's gonna go on? So we made that. I'm trying to give you all ideas. How beautiful is that right there? I just gave you a comic idea. If you were to paint it on a document and make a comic out of that, would be a beautiful scene, because you're now having to lead to this, and it's the same direction that you need to be going based upon the time. So it's going like this, and it's going straight in that same path, and like timeline wise. So, and in that timeline, if you can imagine, it's like in a comic book. They're sitting there, and you have the bubbles over their head, and he's like, "Yeah, 98% of that blood was mine. It wasn't his." And then, and then the bubble over Professor X, and he's like, "Well, you're 98% out." And it's like, because you shed blood. And it's like, you're not supposed to be like doing it like that. And it's like, and then Deadpool's like, well, before I go, because I respect what you say, and I don't want to lose my chance in the future because I can change. He says, well, what about you when you keep being nice with Magneto? He's over here. He's 100% bloodshedding without counting. I involved. Deadpool's involved. There's no X-Men without Deadpool, and there's no Deadpool without X-Men. There's no way. They're in the same universe. They're in the X-Men Marvel universe. There's no separation from that. You can even see that from all four movies that they've made. They've always included an X-Men. So maybe we have Doctor Doom. Man, but the problem with that, even though I hate to say it, Deadpool smacked Doctor Doom so bad, bro. He would taunt him. He would bully him, like not just like by beating him. It's just like Doctor Doom might actually think he killed him 15 times, but he'll be like he might shrink him to the point where he's supposed to die, like ravel up and like die, and he's just like sitting there like, yeah, you thought you got me, I can't die. It's like stuff like that, and then it's like, he could literally take out Doctor Doom by himself. But that's what I'm saying. Maybe we have all these things. What if the Russo brothers are trying to do like a huge funny meme? They're like trying to be like, we're releasing the X-Men. We're releasing who else? Who else was it? The other people. Who else was it? Who else? Chris Evans is coming back as Captain America. Who else is it? There's the Black Panther, the Panthers, the Panther, not the Panthers from North Carolina, the football team. The Panther, Black Panther. I think he's coming back. What if they just keep saying these are coming back, these are coming back, these are coming back, just for a day? It was just because this guy's going. He's starting off on the path of Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. That is a comic that has been released. That is a comic that has been released. It's Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. So, like, what if they release every month? Oh, these are coming back. Even Thanos might make a comeback and all this, but it's all just for memes, because they're gonna get Deadpool to come, and he's gonna start. And once he gets Doctor Doom, the movie completely shuts down, and it goes. It says Doctor Doom, and goes cut by his blade, Deadpool's blade. And it's like, and then it says rewritten. It says Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe coming next year. And it's like, bro, because what happens is Doctor Doom gets possessed. So what could happen here is that Deadpool is the only one that isn't possessed, and that virus that Doctor Doom releases on all these people, the villains, the good people, the heroes, and the innocent, the whole world, he basically is the only one, because he can heal himself so strong, a little bit stronger than Wolverine, a little bit, I think, because he's gone through so much mental stuff, that he comes back, and everybody has been Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom is basically Iron Man that's possessed, or virus, COVID. Dude, it's like they have some sort of like COVID scenario, like a virus, and yes, he takes out Doctor Doom, but Doctor Doom leaves like this dumb not fake legacy. It's not fake, but it's like wannabe legacy of contaminating the world, heroes and villains, and the world with like a virus that makes them feel like they're possessed by one certain cell inside that virus, which is an enemy of Deadpool, because Deadpool, that might be the only way you can kill Deadpool, is by getting cellular with it. By getting cellular with it, and that is his like mortal enemy, because he can die from that. So in the end, the fact he kills the Marvel Universe is because he knows that that thing can kill him forever, because that virus is so small. It's a cellular thing, and Deadpool regrows because of the cellular matter. So that thing could really kill him or control him, and that he knows that that is the end for him. Like, and so he knows that he has to take out everyone. He might even have to wear like a COVID mask on top of his red mask to take them out. And he goes, and it's like, everybody's fighting. Everybody, Chris Evans comes back as Captain America, Spider-Man's there. Everybody, the Avengers are there. They're all there. They all come back, and all of a sudden, it's just, and Deadpool just wipes Doctor Doom, wipes him. And they're like, and Professor X was like, you were supposed to come here. And it's like, sir, the evil guys too, the villains are like, the people that were following Doctor Doom, they're like, oh, yeah, you weren't supposed to show up. He said that. It's like, are y'all in the same favor for him? Oh, y'all make a vote on the polls. What's wrong with y'all? And it's like, dude, and then it's like, these guys are possessed. And he's like, all of them are possessed. And then the movie ends, boom. They're like possessed, or they are sick of a virus. So everybody is like violent and like for being being like a dark, being villainous when you're a hero, and continue to be a villain when you're a villain. But that is the actual enemy. We don't even know if that is what it is. That would be a new character though, because that cellular matter. Because I think at one point they would run in, like, let's say we go to Marvel, Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. No, before that, Doctor Doom is smacked out by Deadpool, and then something happens within Professor X or something, and Professor X is like, you weren't supposed to be here. And Professor X starts like being a little villain a little bit, and starts to crumble Deadpool into such a matter that like Legion, his son, starts shrinking him so much that he becomes like a size of a cell, but he's still alive. He's not. He's like, stay alive. And then while he's singing that, he sees this creature that is the being that is causing them on a cellular level to act this way. He's a self-replicating cell that is like, that is what makes it look like they're possessed by dark matter, but it's just a virus. But he realizes that that's the true enemy, and that thing is self-replicating throughout all their veins and stuff like that. And because Doctor Doom was already under the influence of that, that's why Iron Man Stark turns into a guy. And then you have that. That's a good movie idea. And because then you start what? And you know what, Ryan Reynolds, you're about to get paid so big. It's like, how much, if this goes through, how rich is Ryan Reynolds about to be? And it's like, if what you think about that? It's like, he's like, turn on the long distance mouse, and turn on the laptop screen holographic display, and start scrolling down to see how many villains he has to take out, and include that with the time in the battle within each one of them. And then that's going to include about like 50 hours of movies or movie time of taking out everybody. And it's like, Ryan Reynolds is about to be rich. And it's like, it's like, that's what I thought. And I said, like, that's what I thought. And it's like that. But Ryan Reynolds has to be ready to go and do that, because I don't trust really anybody else to go do that right now. to do be Deadpool that kills the Marvel universe. Usually not for killing, you know, thou shalt not kill, but that comic would just, it got me. It's fiction, so we can kind of play with that. It's not always the nicest or healthiest, but yeah, Edge and Deadpool, like it starts off, it like literally, bro, he takes out everybody. Ryan Reynolds takes out everybody, bro, everybody, and they are sent to where the one above all is, and the one above all is sitting like on a shuttle that looks sort of like a cup, and they're sitting every time one of them, these heroes or villain dies by Deadpool, because the one above all knows what's going on. He's not sending them to their afterlife forever. He's sending them to limbo, and they're just like laying in hammocks. They're just laying. So they're just like sitting there on ham every time one, like instead of being sent to the like afterlife forever, they're, because the one above all knows what's going on. He has made a place where the heroes and the villains are, like, they have a hammock on like a floating boat in the sky that's invisible to everybody, and they're just waiting there. They just are spawned in there right when their life breath goes out. They're just in hammocks and waiting, and and we just get a glimpse of that for a little bit. We don't. We may get an explanation of why it's there. He, one above all, might go to one of the good guys that's really a good guy and be like, dude, look what y'all are doing. Y'all are not just against Deadpool. You're just against yourselves. Y'all are sick. There's no other way. There was no other way. For some reason, don't pray. So there's no other way for you guys. So and it goes. It's like that song by Madonna starts playing. Like a prayer. It's like I'm on my end. It's like that song from Deadpool. It's like a prayer to me. I'm on my knee. It's like when it, and it's like that. It's like by Madonna starts playing it at that time. It's like y'all never pray, even though y'all play the like a prayer song from Madonna, and it's like, dude. So for right now, y'all are gonna go back, but he's basically not killing. He's killing y'all, but I don't want to say it like that. He says he's basically putting y'all in here, not knowing that y'all aren't going to the afterlife. He thinks y'all are actually going forever. Um, but he sends you all there. Y'all are being sent here, but he has an idea. Deadpool like later does question that the guy. He questions him later. He questions the one above all. Like, you think I didn't have an idea that they weren't going to their end of their death? Come on. And it's like, I'm not gonna give you up too much about that. I'm not gonna go too much. I end it right there. And it's like, come on, you really think that? I took them all. I had to. There was no other way. I'm the only person that wasn't sick. They were fighting each other inside the university. They were fighting each other at the Avengers meetup and all this stuff. And it's like, they were fighting. Magneto is fighting against his own people, fighting against his own like villains that he's with, and truly fighting Magneto and Legion, and they're all fighting, and it's like dude. So he went in there and he smacks everybody in a different way. And eventually there is one called Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe. There's a comic when Stan Lee was still alive and approved. It's called Punisher Takes Out the Marvel Universe. That guy, he doesn't have the superhuman stuff like Deadpool. He doesn't have that stuff. Uh, he doesn't have that stuff like Deadpool. He has only military armor and stuff, but he does take out everybody. He takes out Captain America, he takes out Spider-Man, he takes out Deadpool, he takes out everybody. He kills the Marvel Universe, he kills Thanos, he kills everybody, bro. Deadpool. So there's gonna be a moment where Deadpool runs into the Punisher, and that's gonna be complicated because it's the only other one to have killed the Marvel Universe. In a way, you could rename it to Deadpool, but with the fact that you're not renaming it, you could rename it to Deadpool Saves the Marvel fact that he's not alive, we cannot go against the chronological order in the way that it's been approved by him. So we can do some stuff, but honor that as much as you can, dude. Because if not, you're gonna get fired, y'all. Y'all gonna be fired real quick. Y'all gotta keep that as he said, bro. As he said. And I'm not saying y'all can't make new ones. I don't know what y'all's contract or words were with Stan Lee about future ways to depict comics. I would do it the way that it's depicted in the comics first, and then, man, y'all should have been smart, bro. In Marvel, y'all should have talked to Stan Lee. Y'all knew he was aging. You should have asked him, "Are we allowed to plagiarize or go off chronological order?" Obviously, this isn't. I'm not being rude. The Holy Bible, you got to stay with what's written. But and so what I'm saying now, going to nonfiction, Stan Lee, in the sense of him as the creator of this thing, y'all gotta follow that. Unless y'all were smart, Russo brothers and everybody there, and y'all talked to Stan Lee and asked if we can all change this. Because if not, then this whole what if about new things, we can't even do this, bro. Because we have to stay with what's in their chronological thing, or you're gonna be dishonoring the guy that created it. I mean, I'm not saying you have to honor it just like you do the sacred holy Bible. You know what I'm talking about? Because that for sure you have to say with those shit. You can't take or put words in Jesus Christ has mentioned somewhat like that in the Bible, in the Holy Bible. So, but for the fact is, for the sake of the soul, in the words that y'all talked as a humanity and the morality is, if y'all gonna be doing this to comics, don't go away from how the comic was done. But try your best. You don't have to do 100%. Try your best. Like 80%. Like the fact that you can use Doctor Doom's, Iron Man, and Tony Stark being somewhat like, I've changed my mind. I'm a villain now. What is the reason? It's a cellular virus that causes you to be a dark villain. Boom, boom. It's just like Legion had. Legion had a virus in Marvel that was in his head that was microscopic. You just didn't realize it. He looks big, but he's actually inside his skull, in his mindscape, and he's small. So there's your proof that you can have a villain that's that small, which can go like that, and you can use that as you can on Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, but because he's saving it. What I'm saying is the 80% is because that whole thing about he's killing them forever is not, because you have the one above all that is, and he's gonna have to kill the one above all. But the thing is, the one above all is almost unkillable. So what's gonna happen is they're both like, the one above all is, in a way, what could happen is that when he kills the one above all, he kills him because it got to be, he kills the Marvel Universe. So then the one above all is supposedly killed, but he's not killed, and he's sitting whatever, almost I won. I'm the one above all. Talk to Deadpool. So he teleports to Deadpool right away, and he's like, dude, all those people, he's about to kill the last person. The last person he's about to kill is Wolverine. It's the last guy. Because Wolverine is on a rampage, dude. He's killing not even people, villains and heroes. He's killing animals. And he's part animal. So now Deadpool's like, you've crossed the line. This is not happening. And somebody touches his shoulder, and it's the one above all. He's like, you again. And he tries to and he just blocks the blade, and he's like, dude, I'm unkillable, but I know you have to kill the universe to fix it. This is your friend. And it's like, and I just want to let you know that those people that you thought were like going to be sent to forever land, they're like not, they're dead. He's like, I'm caring for them temporarily in the limbo state. They're in hammocks up in the sky in an invisible thing. You can almost see it if I let you. And he's like, you don't have to do this because he's your friend. You never really had a friend like him. And he's like, um, you're right. You know what? You're right. I don't have to do this. And then he freaking dude in the mid, like Logan is like listening. He's like, he gets fucking butchered, bro. Butchered right in front of and the guy is shocked. This guy is shocked. The guy next to him is shocked. He's like the one above all is like somewhat shocked because he's hard to shock him. He's like somewhat shocked. He's like, dude, you took none of my words into consideration. And he's like, yes, I did. And it's like, and now he's dead. And he's like, and now he's like, no, he's in limbo. And it's like, pfft. And then the one above all kills, while one above all is in ghostly killed mode because he's dead, supposedly, because for the sake of kill the Marvel Universe, he comes back and then he kills Deadpool, and then the entirety of the Marvel Universe is killed. There you go, bro. The entirety of the Marvel Universe is killed, and they're sitting out. Every one of them are sitting in the hammock. They have some of them like may have their memory. I have two ideas. Like they're just laying there thinking about the memory of how they could have done something better about the fight that they had with Deadpool, and some are just like, don't forget it. That's the other idea, and they're just like this, and then all of a sudden, Deadpool shows up, and then the one above all shows up, and then the one above all is like, Deadpool, I was gonna let you give the announcement, but like, come on, bro. Like, dog, this is supposed to be PG-13. Come on, man. Isn't it like? Oh, I know that you did 50 hours, Mr. Reynolds, or something. He doesn't say Reynolds. He's like, I know you did like 50 hours, and it's like, but you're not gonna make the announcement. You already know where they are and what's about to happen. And it's like, he's like, no, I don't know what's about to happen. I know that we're in limbo, and it's like he said, we're in limbo, in a temporary state of not going to either heaven or hell, because I know that y'all pray down there in these comics. But the fact is that the universe was not going to end. Y'all were just sick. Y'all were poisoned by this virus. All of a sudden, bro, the one above all, because he went down, okay? He went down to tell Deadpool to not do this to Wolverine. Got the virus without anyone knowing. It just slowly crept on him. That little thing is not dead yet. So everybody on the limbo is like everybody in limbo starts about to swamp the one above all, and then somebody's like, wait, and it's like Magneto holding everybody back because they have iron in their blood, and he's like holding everybody. It's like, wait. He's the only one that can send us back. How are we gonna do this? And then now y'all have y'all story, bro, where y'all can take it from there and see how you're gonna get them back from limbo, knowing that the one above all is now poisoned, and now he's gonna have to die again. So you can play with that, you can have fun with that, enjoy it. But that sounds amazing, because like what's gonna happen? The ending of this movie, they all have to be teleported off that boat, off the ship or invisible ship, in hammocks, out of the hammocks, back to their place. No virus, no nothing. But y'all gotta figure out a way to include the one above all's power and the choice of killing him. Would that leave them in limbo? So what do? Y'all have fun with that. Because, I have ideas, but I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard idea. But I'll tell you the idea for me. Everybody is going to do that. Everybody's going to do that. But the fact that Magneto, the problem with what I just said is that Magneto is overpowered in this moment. Because he can hold everybody back from killing the guy that can teleport you back. So Magneto's like, well, you can teleport us back, but you have to stay here with this virus. And he's like, and then the guy's like, it's like, no, I don't trust him. He can just come and teleport on you. He just did that to me. He stopped me from having a blade on Wolverine. Deadpool's like, And he's like, all right, and then they're like, okay, well then we can't trust him, and it's like and then all of a sudden the uh like Deadpool. You ever see that show, that movie, or that show called Animorphs? Remember how Wolverine was off the chain and he was killing like wolves and stuff and Wolverines and stuff? Deadpool, in while everybody's being held back by their iron in their blood, Deadpool becomes liquid liquid Deadpool. He leaves his vibranium or everything, his skeleton, like all his metal is away, his blood is away. He barely can breathe because he has no blood, iron in his blood. So he has like a one gasp thing to become liquid and go in while everybody's frozen. Everybody thinks everybody's frozen, but he secretly slides in while melting into, and he goes in to the one above all. Deadpool is now inside, that virus, like that virus that's in the one above all. And the one above all is now becoming sort of a villain, because he is being possessed by this super organism, bro. And Deadpool corp that are there that still have some of their time stuff there, and they have just paused this moment. Except that Deadpool knows how that stuff works, and he goes through one of those things, and it's the same area, and he slimes his way in, bro. He slimes his way in inside of the one above all, and now he is partly inside of the one above all's head, altering his choices in the future if he wants. But he's investigating, looking for that little superorganism. So in the meantime, the one above all, it goes into regular time, and then all of a sudden everybody just falls back into their hammocks, and Deadpool's remains just land in the hammocks, and it just wraps around him, and you can't see him anymore. So right now, inside the one above all is that superorganism that is causing people to be villains, and it possess them or virus possession, whatever it is, and Deadpool is in there, inside the one above all, and he is somewhat manipulating the one above all's choices here. And the one above all is fighting between what is a true villain, that super organism that's like a demonic possession villain cell, and a nice guy. He's Deadpool, but he's a nice guy. So on the right side, and he's like dealing with good and bad voices, and that in the meantime, while they're doing that, the one above all is listening to kind of both of them, and one thing happens where the bad one, that bad organism that can literally infected the whole world, that virus asks the one above all to enter his brainstem so he can control him like he did. Deadpool was talking to the one above all, even though he was manipulating. If there's a moment, like a minute cameo, where the one above all is manipulated by Deadpool for the sake of it. It's so funny because he's so powerful that nobody should be able to do that, but that happened here because he went in there. But that was all part of his plan, part of a plan that he knows about, and but he's still dealing with it. He does, just because the plan he knows about it doesn't mean he's not going through it. So he's going through it, and all of a sudden Deadpool's like, "You're not going in his brainstem. It's over with if that happens. He's the one above all." And then all of a sudden it shows his true sense of how he looks, like the real fighter. He, like his warrior self, that infectious disease shows its warrior self, and like I still don't have an idea of what it would look like. I think it would look. I think it would just look like. You ever see? Man, I think it would just look like I it would I think it would look like maybe what would it look like if it became he had to fight against Deadpool in the sense of Deadpool with no with healing and no metal, um, no blades, one on one fighting. I think it would be something like because this Cell villain is so prideful that he wanted to take over this world that he he tries to match Deadpool in a final bout, and like they he fights him. He puts on like a human form, regrowing, but the same outfit, but like an evil combination of colors, and it's just Deadpool versus this thing, and like they're fighting, and they're fist fighting to the death. I mean, they have no they have no weapons. Like he has no weapons. The other thing is so prideful, and Deadpool's mocking him. It's like, yeah, I came all the way here. I don't have my metal. I don't have my swords. I only have my body. And you probably can make whatever it is you want. And he's like, dude, I'm like, and Deadpool's like, I'm gonna get you so bad that I'm gonna send you to another dimension with just my knuckles, cause that's all I got. And he's like, the other guy's like, you think that I can't take you with my knuckles? And he's like, all right. And then he just like shape shifts into like he just grows into like a form of like in the same outfit as Deadpool, and they fist fight to the very end inside of the one above all. And in the meantime, while every attack happens, some words are being spat out, and the one above all is like releasing things in real time in the life in the limbo thing. They need to. This is a slow way of fighting to the death too. So everybody on board is like, this thing needs to happen quickly. I can read his mind. Professor X is like, I know what's going on. Deadpool is fighting the cellular matter that's causing all this problem. It's like they're fighting with hand to hand gloves. They're hand to hand boxing, and they're like backyard boxing, dude. And the other guy's like wearing like a dark gray, like very very dark gray, and he's like they're fighting, and it's like, dude, Deadpool is fighting this guy, and at one point he's like, bro, I don't know if I have to like choke him out like Bart Simpson or what. I can't beat him. And it's like the one above all finally is like, and he's like, you know what to do, Deadpool. And it's like, and it's like, dude, and he says like exactly what he needs to say, bro. Like, because everything's starting to get messed up on that limbo ship, that it's breaking. Everybody's worrying that they're gonna end up not knowing what to do because this guy's slightly possessed by Deadpool and this thing. So he's like Deadpool, you know what to do. And it's like the other guy hears it too because he's talking in his brain, and Deadpool's like swinging, and then once he swings, bro, he goes into that slime Deadpool, like an actual pool of himself. Deadpool turns into a liquid pool of himself and goes into what's it called? Combust. Random combustion. When somebody just randomly blows up, the guy just shreds into pieces. The cell matter breaks into pieces because he is not as big as Deadpool, and he just goes. Deadpool goes in him and goes, and he's like this, and then he puts the outfit on, and then this is the guy's exoskeleton. This guy just goes and explodes into pieces. He's not no more. That cellular matter, he has gone into that cellular matter, the smaller part, and turned himself bigger, inflated himself, causing him to explode inside of the one above all's head. Then Deadpool, still in slide mode, slides out of the one above all head out of his ear, and is like, dude, you have some sort of cleanup you're gonna need to do in that skull of yours. That guy is in pieces. That cellular matter, I found the only piece that is the true cellular matter of him, the smallest part, the actual entity of him, and went smaller than him and then grew inside him and caused him to explode, and he blew up into pieces in your head. So there's just that matter in there, and I don't trust it. So you're gonna have to do something. I don't know how you're gonna do it. He's like, thanks, Dad. He puts his arm on Deadpool. It's like, thank you, Deadpool. Thank you for letting me know what I need to do. And then, everybody, like the boat, like the ship is like cracking. It's about to fall down. It's shaking, and it's all this and all that. And then, at all, in a matter of moments, the one above all just literally puts everything back in order. Everybody's like that. Deadpool goes back to his hammock or his skeleton and whatever and stuff, and he's back in there. And he's like, whoop, I'm back to normal. He's like, and it's like, all right, and then you see the whole ship get put back together. You see the one above all. He has like flames in his eyes, and he's like, all right, it's time for y'all to return. And then he just like lets them. He returns them, and they're just like they don't forget, but they were such in a scary position, like scary, like terroristically scary, and all of a sudden they're just waking up to like. It's like 10 in the morning. There's people walking, they're going to class and stuff like that, but they all remember. This is not because they all remember, because they all have to remember that Deadpool killed the Marvel Universe, not that they forgot about it. And also, I wasn't even including. I didn't even get to name some of the characters I wanted to see Deadpool go one on one with. I wanted to see him go one on one with Thanos. I wanted to see him go with Magneto. I wanted to see what he does with the Living Tribunal. Not saying that he would get them. I think the Tribunal would help provide info, but at the same time, they know that this is the movie that he kills but saves the Marvel Universe, so something has to happen. And then he goes through everybody, basically all the cinematic people, not much of the TV. I hope, because if you include the TV, you got to include all the TV, because that's the universe of Marvel. So if you're going to do it, you're going to do the Marvel Universe cinematic, because if you do the TV, there's going to be some unrighteousness there. Just letting you know. Just check yourself before you do the TV ones. Loki has been in cinematic, so he can be in there. It's a little sad because some of the characters on the TV in Marvel are incredible. I mean, incredible, bro. You have you have Luke Cage, you have Iron Fist, and just be morally correct, okay? Understand that there's like there's like three like words of characters that aren't allowed to be involved in this, and like all their background. That's it. That's all I'm gonna give you because I'm not rude. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay. Other than that, y'all are pretty much free to go. I hope I got it right. I think I got it right. All right. Yeah. Three words, and then they're people. Those people, they had a TV series. Those three words that I'm talking about, those three characters that are words, are letters together, and their people cannot be allowed in there. Everything else allowed. It's not y'all being extremists if you're saying he doesn't kill the Marvel Universe, because if you know what I'm talking about, he does kill the Marvel Universe, bro. Because those things I'm talking about are not they're not killable, bro. They're not the Eternals. They're not the Marvel Eternals, bro, which are gonna be part of Marvel. They get killed in the universe, you know. They'd probably be one of the first ones, maybe, if you remember. Goodness me, say that, bro, because bro, in the beginning of the show, the movie Eternals, I left. I'm sorry, I have to say that. You know how I am, dude. And they were saying in the start of the Eternals of these lives, there was this power and this power, and there was these gods with the letter S at the end after God. I left immediately. I dropped my popcorn, my soda fell, and I was like, So basically, and like in the Eternals, they're like in the start of the Eternals, there was this rock and this crystal and this thing, and these people gained gifts and power, and and they were eternal gods. They were praying to gods, and I was like, dude, there's only one God. There's one command. Like nonfiction, like I was like, dude, there's only one God. Come on, y'all. Don't let the dark guy manipulate what y'all are gonna throw to the people. It's much more beautiful. Look what I just did without being anything like that. So I left. I walked out of Eternals. I immediately like a meme, but I did in my mind. I did. I just didn't want to be mean because and just leave after that because I would have looked like a radical or something like that. Like, dude, the God. Yeah, there's a guy running out. Like, I'm not scary, but I'm understanding somewhat. So yeah, bro, they're probably gonna be the first to go. Um, yeah, I mean, they're just they were made cinematically blasphemous. So maybe not because they don't. I mean, if I was a director, they'd be like one of the first to go for a little bit, and then you know what I'm saying, because like just to recover that situation of like saying that to these people and uttering the word gods when there's only one God, and everybody knows it. Like if you think that there's another God, that God knows that there's a God above him and more powerful than him in everything. Is more godly than him, where he can just be like this in front of him, and or she, fake God. And, and they'll know that they're like, they'll probably beg those people, those fake gods. And this is not fiction. If they ran into God, like let's when they were saying like Buddha was God or like dude, like I'm not trying to be rude, but like Gaia or something like that. It's like, dude, y'all have been being called gods, and then all of a sudden, like somebody's like not mean, but somebody's like watering their garden in front of their house and their picket fence. They're watering it, and that person's like, Gaia's like, no one's able to enter my area. And it's like, it's like, dude, and if this person does not give a living whatsoever for this moment, this person is like just stunting so hard to show her to be like, and she's like, and she looks at him and is like, you don't look like a villain, and it's like, and it's like somebody else like jumps in there, it's like, and you don't look like a god. What does he look like to you? And she's like, that's somebody godlier than me. That's God, dude. And that use that example with all those fake gods that exist, bro. Even if God gave them attention to show them that they're not God, I'm telling you, bro, you will know that it is God. There's only one God. This is nonfiction. I'm telling you. I'm not even trying to be rude. I don't even know why I gotta get like this. I always do something like this. I'm not even trying to be rude to Gaia. She's posting on YouTube all the time, but these people, these fake things have not. They're not. I'm not saying they have fake power, nor I'm not saying that they don't have power. What I'm saying is that where's y'all's like, like, like people y'all like going on to Twitch saying like log in, God is on, time to pay up, wubby bubby, and it's like, dude, like when somebody shows up and they're like, or like, dude, I don't know, I can't even move for God, I can't, because it's blasphemy, I can't talk for him. There's like you know what I'm saying, like there's only one God, so and you know you don't blaspheme, you can't speak for him, or I don't even think you can act or do for him. So what I'm saying is that what I'm trying to say is that when those deities, if because he's such heavenly Father, I have doubt that maybe he will show up on them. But if he were to show up on all these fake deity gods, goddesses, they will instantly know. They'll instantly know. Not because of just fear, it's because he can do whatever he wants. And you just know. It's not, you might feel fear right away, you might feel love, or you might just feel so disrespected. So disrespected, and you're gonna be like, get out of here, you're trying to use your mage or whatever, get off my property. And it's that, dude, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. So it doesn't do anything. And this person's like doing everything, thousands of power, HP. The person's blacking out after doing a blast towards him, and he's just sitting there swallowing it or something. I don't even know how to say it, bro. Just like turning it into bubble gum and making bubbles and stuff. I'm like, I don't even know how to say it, like a bubble. And I'm like, dude, and because, bro, y'all gonna know there is only one. And I'm not trying to be rude, bro, because he made everybody. He made even those creatures, bro. Those creatures had their choices to be like, hey, thanks for the power, but like, I'm gonna continue. But they didn't ever just be like, dude, like, when is y'all's time gonna come and be like, dog, it's not about conquistador, it's about love. When you finally are just like God finally gives y'all attention, he don't, he's, to me, he reminds me of somebody that doesn't give y'all, like, or evil attention, blasphemous attention. The only attention that I remember is when Elijah um, was with God. God was looking after him from above, and Elijah goes up to this false god. These people were praying to a false god, and Elijah tests them. Elijah, Elijah, oh my gosh, it's one of the greatest stories ever told, dude. Except for what happens after, because thou shalt not kill. But when you're with God and God is telling you stuff like this, it's not about terrorism. Because terrorism is a group of people that are together and they're doing bad stuff, like hurting people, cutting heads off as a group. They're not by themselves. Those are serial killers. Uh, Terrorists are groups that are doing that in masses. What happens in this situation? Elijah is with these. He walks up to a crew that is offering sacrifices to a false god. I'm not even gonna say his name because you don't deserve it. Starts with a B, like a and one of the worst ones to ever exist, bro. So mean, so mean. Like, I think he thought he was that because he was giving gifts from the dark one. Like, I don't like this one at all, at all. I think almost to the top. He's like second grade, like great. He's third place, fourth place almost of like, out of all the dark creatures that are in the Bible, he's like up there. Very, very, very up there. So Elijah goes to these people. Y'all read about it. This is nonfiction. Elijah goes up to them and he sees them sacrificing to him. They had to learn a lesson the godly way because God gave them what they asked for. They asked and they received. So God corrected them, and with Elijah. So Elijah goes up to them, dude. This is truth. We talked about something just so thrown about that Deadpool movie. Just sound not that's fiction. This is actually true. This is actually true. Um, so Elijah goes up to like 150,000 people. Imagine going to one of the, like, not the Queen concert, not Woodstock, but imagine Lollapalooza that has in 1988, and it's like filled to the brim. There's no cell phones. You had to be there with a paper ticket, dude. And it's like that amount of people, and they're sacrificing, and then some guy in a white robe, some gentleman in a white robe walks up to them from basically from heaven, being spoken to from heaven, and not. I'm not gonna say he's not from heaven because it's mean, but he's being spoken to from heaven, and he's speaking for himself, but he also had God has his back. So if he's gonna fail on a word, God has his back. I don't know how to. So in the middle of sacrificing, bro, and he goes like this. He like basically grabs the microphone in front of all their followers and their chief priest. He goes up to their chief priests, and he's like and he tells them, if your God is true, like these, like he makes like a furnace, like I think it's like a metal furnace, something like that, and he says, turn this into, make this into flame, make it into a flame. And they did their rituals in front of all 150,000 of these people that are attending this sacrifice or this ritual, this false ritual. And he does this, he's all by himself versus five high priests and like, I mean, they might know how to do stuff that we don't even know. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Stuff back in the day. And 150,000, 5,000 people chasing after him before. I'm not going to say, I don't want to talk about in a way, but Elijah could take them on. But the fact is, Elijah took them all on after what is about to be proceeded. So he tells them to light this on fire. So they go. Elijah then goes and just like lays down, and gives them 3 days to light a little grill on fire, a little grill. And he's like, and I can just imagine Elijah just looking up, laughing with God. Not that God's laughing with God, but towards God about how this is a failure. How this is, it's like it's like it's not gonna work. Like it's not gonna work because there's only one God, and you're the one God, and it's like oh my gosh, and that's not just that. What's funny? The truth is, what's funny is how what the ritual was, how it looked, and like were they going like 100,000 of them of the believers of that false god, uh, um, basically like the dark one that we pray for protection from. It's like right hand man almost basically, and and dude, then it's like the fourth day. Elijah grabs a bucket of water and he pours it on the grill. He pours it on the grill, on the water. Like the water is poured onto what they were trying to light on fire. And then in that instant that he prays to God, it is lit on fire like this. Not that it explodes like and kills people. It's just a majestic, beautiful fire. Instantly. And at that moment, he proceeds to wipe them all out by himself. It's not a terrorist. A terrorist group, terrorists or people that are like beheading. I don't like talking about this. I just need to clear this up for Elijah's name. Elijah took out, it's like the 300. You might as well see him going against the 100,005 people by himself, one deep. You know the guy like kicks the guy in 300. The movie takes out the priest. He takes 100,000 of them out. And it's like, I forgot what they said in the conversation after he lit the fire that was wet. He literally wet the grill, and it still caught fire. He did them so bad that he was just, after that, he wiped them out, dude. Like Angel Michael wiped out like 150,000 before in a blink of an eye. Elijah, he's not an angel, but very close. And dude, I don't even know how that went down, bro. I can't even imagine how he did without looking like these present day terrorists. Because I can imagine him doing it, but not doing it terroristically with a mask on or something like this. I'm talking about like Lord of the Rings, not Lord, like I don't like to say Lord of the Rings, but like that, But instead of having the group like Gandalf and that guy's just that long haired guy, the guy that's in front of everybody, and he's just going on everybody, bro. He wipes out everybody in that scenario situation, bro. There may have been a few witnesses that ran away like, ah! And it's like, this man just took out everybody, the human being. So I didn't want to get there, but the main part about that is the humor of what possibility were they gonna do when they're. It's a false god. He's not gonna turn on your fire. He might be able to do like a little like all of a sudden like a magnifying glass like in somewhere and like try to like do something, but he's not gonna light your grill on fire. So it's like, and this is days go by, so I can't imagine. I wouldn't know if I was in that situation. I wouldn't know that I'm about to wipe them out after this. I would just. It's like oh yeah 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 yeah. It's like not hating on the natives. I like y'all. Uh, it's like light on fire for me. It's like dude, I don't know what it was, bro. It could be anything. It literally could be like how I said. It's not joking. Whatever supposedly pleased that false god and that false scripture, bro, completely did not work, dude. He lit that thing. He wet it so bad and lit it on fire. He wet the things that you cannot light on fire. And then he took everybody out in that whole area, bro. Just so imagine seeing like Satanists, like imagine the Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, bro. But Aragorn only, and it's just Elijah, and he just takes out. It's like everybody else is gone. There's no such thing as these other things. It's just it just wipes everybody out, and then that's it, and that's that story. I just wanted to say that because, dude, that was a time that kind of intertwines a little bit with things that I think about sometimes, because there's all these like nowadays in 2026 there's all these false gods, like in a way it's not. I'm not. Those are fiction, but what I'm talking about is nonfiction. But it's almost comical about the false gods, bro. Like in Hinduism, they have false gods, dude. The Quran has a false prophet. Uh, like, I mean, dude, who like. Even, I don't even want to be mean, but it's just this is the number one commandment. There's only one God. That's commandment is said differently, but it's basically saying that. And I'm like, dog. And then like I think about this and I'm like, bro, the only Elijah did it that way. I would hope that God just finally. I'm not God. Like no, not I'm not God. Like there's no way I'm possibly a God. And they're like every one of them. I hope that can like fix it, because like these and then all of a sudden somebody comes in and these people are like, you know what? There's only one God. They like, dude, like Buddha has showed up to this man, and he is a ghost, but is learning a lesson and told this guy that I'm not God at all. Like he's like, I ran into the only God, and then like Muhammad like shows up in ghost form, and because he's still dead, he's not like reincarnated, and he's like, dude, there's only one God. There's only one God. It's not even like it's the Heavenly Father. It's like, dude, you were talking about paradise and led all these lambs astray to paradise. It's supposed to lead them to heaven. And it's like when is that day gonna come, bro? When is that day gonna come? That day needs to come. And then it clicks in my head. God is holy. Why would he spend a time with those people other than in their judgment of where they're going after they pass, to spend time with him when he's holy? Why would he go get his hands dirty of unholiness with false gods unless he's giving them a second chance? So I don't know if that day's ever gonna come, but it would be beautiful. in the sense of, I guess it's pride, but I'm not prideful. In the sense of pride, like for everybody's sake, it would just be so awesome finding it's like, dude, there's just one God. It's the Heavenly Father, and then that fixes everything. Everybody goes to heaven. They start, but not everybody. Like they start believing in heaven, and they start following the commandments that get you there. Before, if you, and you know what I'm saying. So, like, and then the world, we fix the world. You save the world by like that. But the only thing is, he would have to get his the most clean hands that exist a little dirty by being in the presence of the most dirty, because the first commandment means that's the first commandment. I'm not saying that it's. I'm basically saying that's like the hardest commandment, because if he put that as number one, I would think that that's what he hates the most. Not thinking for him, because it's the number one. He could put any of the other ones. It's not all 10%. I guarantee you, it's not 10%. I think that the number one commandment irks him badly, bro. Badly, because the Heavenly Father, yes, he has wiped out a group of Egyptians with Moses. It was like maybe 500. 100,000 with Elijah, physical, like that is a big deal. All this other stuff, yes, you can block you from heaven, but this is something I don't think he likes at all. I think, I'm not trying to be like 10%, 10%, 10%, but but truly, I in my mind, I don't speak for him, based upon what's written, and you do the math, and you can kind of sense it and feel it too. Like, I think that he highly, that is a lesson in itself, because knowing that this irks is possibly knowing that it irks. Is 10%, 10%, 10%. One commandment you broke is 10%. 90% ratio of you going into heaven. 80. You broke two commandments before you repented, asked for forgiveness. 80%. I think that, dude. I think that the first commandment, if you follow other gods, I think that's like 36%. I think that's like 36.6%. Like, if you die believing in another God and you're trying to get into heaven, I'm not saying you're not going to follow what your God is going to do, because you do ask and receive. He is love, but you ain't getting into heaven. You're going to go to wherever, the nirvana, wherever you thought you was going. You're going to go to reincarnation. But doesn't mean heaven doesn't exist. Or you can go, and if you are a believer and you're like that, you know where you're going. You're going to plummet down, bruh. Straight there, unless you have Jesus Christ to save you. But yeah, so even then, I would just be careful before you go. You know what I'm saying? To just don't sin and have a 100% ratio, just in case you have a random brain aneurysm or a heart attack, and you're just like, or a car crash, and all of a sudden you pass away. You have no sin on you. You're gonna go through those gates so happily. Oh man, that's the, oh. I'm not saying like trying to promote death. The happiness of going into the light, into heaven, uh, with no sin on me, for sure, not having to worry at the gate, biting my nails. I'm like, oh my gosh, did I ask for forgiveness for this before I did? Repenting is awesome, because it's asking forgiveness and never doing it again. So be careful when you repent. Make sure you do it at the right time. There's a time for everything. Asking for, it's not good to sin, but it's good to ask for forgiveness immediately after, bro. Seriously, it's always good, because you're gonna clear yourself. So just in case something happens, you don't want to ruin yourself at the gates. So, but what I'm trying to say is this: is that since that is so bad, you can fix the entire world. We can save the world. Who's gonna save the world? Swedish House Mafia. Like, if he could only. I'm kind of being mean, because I was about to say, be a little bit unheavenly, but still be the Heavenly Father. But it's mean saying that, because being heavenly is one of the most beautiful things you can be. He's gonna get his hand. He's gonna be unheavenly because he's gonna get his hands dirty talking to and spending time with a false god that does not deserve his attention. One person that repents deserves more attention than 50 quadrillion times more than one of these false gods. But what I'm saying is that that would be the end of civilizations, that they're like in ghost form. They're like, dude, um, like Buddha's like telling everybody, guys, you gotta spread this. There's only one God. He godly me. He beat me in everything that I thought I was God. He beat me in this. He beat and then Muhammad's like, dude, Allah is praying to the Heavenly Father, y'all. And then like, who else is it? All those Hindu guys. They're like, bro, there's creation that dude, y'all are being reincarnated. You can be reincarnated. You're sending people into reincarnation. Brahma, all that stuff. They all come and they're just like, dude, there's only one God. There's only one God. And then while they're doing this, they may not realize that they might be opening their possibility of maybe going into heaven. Maybe. Because they are somewhat past already, in a way. I don't know how that works. We're getting to high level stuff. This is not fiction stuff. Not them. But what I'm saying is that because people ask and they receive, and God is love, there you go. You have stuff like this. Who else is there? I'm not even trying to be rude, bro. Is that it? That's pretty much it. Oh, I'm not even trying to be rude. Like Lady Nicaragua, or what is it? What is it? Dude, like, Lady Guatemala. You know what? Spends a little moment of time on them and just schools them, dude. Schools them so bad that they are allowed to go back in invisible form because they've already had whatever it is, and tell everybody, dude, there's heaven, the Heavenly Father's God. And then it's like, what you told us. It's like, dude, I got whooped in everything that I thought was godly. I thought I knew what the godliest way of being serene and serenity is. I thought I was like this, and they were like, I thought I was it. It's like, dude, he has completely, like, dog, he has gardened my own garden. Nobody has even had it. Like, guy is saying, like, I don't even have, I have put a code around my entire house that nobody can enter my orbits area, like not orbits, like my picket fenced area. And it's like there's a person just standing there watering my garden. And it's like, dude, this is not supposed to happen, not at all. This, at that moment, I knew that I'm weak. And then guys like coming down, and it's like there's God. It's like this, the Heavenly Father. And then who else? Who else is it? Who else is there? Who else is there? The evil one knows there's one God, but he fakes. Oh yeah, then all his crew, like all those false gods, like Beefo Man. I don't. This is why I said I don't like the fact that we have to go to talk to these people. Like he has to go to talk to these people. I say we because I'm talking about this, but he would have to go and just school him. I don't want him to spend time with that guy because he's close with it. I don't want him to spend time with none of the Satanists at all. But like that's, I don't think he needs to do that. He just needs to go to all the other. He doesn't need to do anything. But I think it would work if he goes to all those false gods that ever existed, and tells them in this time, in this area, in this era, and tells them, bro. And no, shows them. I mean, really, really, really shows, like, you know, in their way that they'll know. That is, I'm kind of picky with that. I'm not over son order. I just hope that he can show them, in their way, that there's only one God. You know, so, who else is there, bro? Like, I mean, I'm not making these into existence, bro. I'm not putting it. There's tech. Allah sort of exists because he thought that that name was God. And because of the Tower of Babel situation that happened in the Holy Bible, people started speaking different names and languages, and this guy is speaking this language, and he thinks that because it's in this language, he thinks that that's the name of God, and he makes a sub-affected creature that is not God, but it is a translation of God in a different language. But it's not God. God is, there's only one God. It's the Heavenly Father. Okay, and then for the fact that Allah was made from the Tower of Babel. Almost all these false gods are so much made from the Tower of Babel, because the Tower of Babel caused everybody in the beginning of the Bible till the Tower of Babel, everybody spoke one language, everyone, basically everyone, and then they started naming God other names because they tried to build up to heaven, and boom, they built up to heaven, and they started speaking. That's not God. There's just a creature because y'all believe in God. So boom, there's this thing, and that person is not so bad, but this person has painted this person so freaking bad. Muhammad made Allah, which is not God, that knows that God is the only God that exists. He made him look so bad. It's not even fair. So I don't even know how that was possible. It's not fair. It's not fair. And then the Buddhist, all this stuff is kind of not fair, but it's fair because y'all were supposed to know, because they had people in the Holy Bible spread the word, risking their life from the past to the end to let y'all know there's one God, man. So there's no, like, it's not, I feel bad. So like, I just hope that I think that's how it is the way to fix the entire world. It's not a new world order or one world thing. It is one God, understand it by everybody, that has a son. But first of all, it's just, there's one God. He will out God whatever you godly think that you are. If you are a deity or a goddess or a god, I never say this. You'll never hear me really repeat the word other god or goddess. I never do that because I'm so loyal with that. No, and you'll know. And then you gotta go back and tell all these people that y'all lied to, with and by thinking, because I was like, I drink a cup of tea and I'm like, yeah, I'm like this, bow there, and it's like, that person that did that is gonna be like, I'm wrong, I'm lost or something, I'm lost. I'm like, because bro, and then go and tell those people and save all these cultures and civilizations. All y'all go out there and tell everybody there's one God, and to understand that, so they can all make it to the gate of heaven and have a chance there. The gate is narrow because you have judgment there. You know what I'm saying? The gate is narrow. Okay? So, and then with that, that's it. It's not about turning you Christian. It's almost not even religious in a way. It's hard to explain what it is. It's religious, but it's not religious, because I will never deny what is in the Holy Bible. But it's not really, it's just, you will know there is one God. I'm telling you, you will know. There is one God. Only, I'm telling you, I'm not going to do this on camera because I love him. All right? I'm not going to do it on camera. That's a personal. That's still, even though they're more evil than the other ones, they're all evil by sending them not to heaven. In a way, yes, they are. Doesn't matter if they sent him to reincarnation or whatever. They're all evil. But these are in the crew of Satan, and that's what Jesus says he's going to crush the temple of Satan, and he says he's going to do that. I think that thing is in the temple of Satan that Jesus talked about in the Bible. He's gonna destroy it, like he's gonna end it. Obviously the evil one, which starts with an S. Who else? That prophet, not that prophet, the prophet that made him this one look like a old clown. The one that starts with a B. They're in there. The Illuminati, bro. The Illuminati gods. The people, not the people. The people are Illuminati, But the gods of the Illuminati is what I honestly, because I love God, I don't want God to spend a moment of time with them. But I think that's like the only way to fix it. But that's not the only way, because Jesus says he ends the root. I'm not changing anything. But I mean, I don't know if and just in case, I'm obviously not ending the temple of Satan right now. I'm at Jesus Christ. I'm a follower of the Bible, Holy Bible. And, but for the sake of the world's in a weird, hard situation. And if God were to leave his heavenly throne for just a moment of what is his time, because we don't know what time is, because time is it's his, and how he manipulates it. We don't even know. We have watches and we don't know what time is. It's actually it's kind of funny, because my initials are PM, Pablo Murillo, and like, so there's your proof that there's one God. There's your proof. Not that Pablo Murillo the time is God. No, it's that we don't know the actual what is actual time, because we put it as PM. Come on, y'all. Like, Prime Minister 12 p.m. Like, no, like, we don't know what time. It's God's time. I'm trying to be like gentle here, but then lovingly thinking, can't think like that, because God is the only one that knows the truth of what is time. So on his time, whatever is his time and time, I hope that he goes up to all these people and outgods them in every single thing he does, in his way that he has, in his all this way. Even though I always didn't want him to ever spend a moment with any of the synagogue of the Illuminati gods. I didn't want him to spend any time. They don't deserve his presence. But in a sense of things, they'll know, and then I think, whatever. If it was just because his time is so fast, I would say fast. We don't know. His time is his time. That I think, just do it, and then Jesus, he always keeps his word, and he can like take the rest of the time of what it is to school them on that they've been outgodded. What do you say? Like, outgodded? Like, they've been outgodded so bad that there is I'm not your friend no more. I'm not your friend no more. I don't follow you. We're not talking no more. It's like, dude, like, none of us are, like, y'all all, we're lost. I don't even want to think about this, bro. So I'm moving on from that. So those things, because we're talking about everything. We're talking about Gaia. We're talking about Buddha. We're talking about old innocent Buddha. Not innocent all the way. He led lambs astray. But innocent in the fact that we didn't get enough time to get there to say it to everybody. But still, there's one God. How did they not know? So he led lambs astray. I'm not trying to be rude. And then, so I hope he goes to all these things that were false gods, especially the biblical ones first, shows them. I honestly I didn't want this at first, but for the sake of humanity, to save the world, Swedish House Mafia, bro. Like, Swedish House, Swedish Fish, Copenhagen, like a good old, I would hope that that anti go, they get sent down. But I hope that everyone else understands that there's only one God, and it's not just out of fear. And then they tell them, hey, this is nonfiction what I'm saying. And they all these false gods, they get a second chance. For some reason, they get some second chance. It's not really a second chance. They get an epiphany or something. And they get to just be outgodded on what they thought. I mean, really, think about it. Like, Gaia is like a woman god or whatever, and she's like giving birth to like plants and women and men. It's like, yeah, right, dude. There's one God, and it's like somebody's on in their over there in her white picket fence, and it's not for long either. Watering the garden, it looks like he's doing something really bad, like he's urinating, but he's not. He's holy, so he's watering it with the water hose. All right, and then it's like, dude, it's like she's like instantly like, there's no one that can enter here. There's no, not even possible, and it's like, and she's like, and she instantly is like, and that's not even possible. You're God, and it's like you're the only God, and it's like, and then she just gets zapped into like this world like White Christmas and Black Mirror, the show, and she's like unseen by everybody, and she's just telling everybody that believed in her, bro, hey, there's one God. This is the Heavenly Father. Everybody gets like that, and you save the world, not just save physical. You literally save the world in that way, and you will save the world. So, I don't know who else is there. I mean, there's just false Hindu gods. What else? And then you go to United States. You have the whole mix of the world, but United States has the Angel of Philadelphia. Uh, so either way, I mean, they need, like, it would save the world. It would save the world. And I mean, Jesus Christ already wrote how the world's going to be, like, told us how the world's going to be saved. I mean, he says that, but he didn't say about, um, he didn't, I'm not being rude. I'm in training, bro. I'm not being rude. He did say he's going to end the synagogue, saying, those all false gods, even though they can be all like nirvana and this is nice, they could all fall under that category. I hate to say it, bro. I'm speaking as following myself, dude. I hate to say it, because I know though they're trying to send people to a nicer place. These people are trying to send people straight to hell. The other ones are trying to send them straight to hell, but they're not. They're all doing what in common? They're not sending. They're leading the land astray. They're not sending them to heaven. They're not trying to. So that's could have, in that little moment of what was written, is basically could mean will end the synagogue of Satan. Synagogue of Satan would consider. I think it's just the Illuminati, bro, not these Hindus and Hindu false gods that have power. I'm not saying that they don't have gifts, or not gifts, powers. Gaia and all them are not God, and they sent people to the wrong place. So, in Buddhism, they send them to Barlow, and then if you pass away, and then some believers, if some false god, they send to nirvana. Some false gods send you to paradise. Some false gods send you to reincarnation. What am I saying then, guys and ladies? Some gods send you. That's not what I'm about to say. Is not about to. It doesn't go with what I in tune with what I'm going to say. It doesn't rhyme. It rap. Some false gods of this world lead you to hell. Like the follower, like the evil one's closest allies, all send you to hell. By believing like them and following them, doing their rituals, trying to copy their power. Who else? The Hindus. What a crazy comical idea! Like, not trying to be funny. That's very creative, but it's blasphemy. So hopefully they get, you know what I'm saying? They get a moment. I'm just worried about that moment of God having to spend with the synagogue of Satan, but Jesus Christ is the one that takes care of that. But the rest of these people, I'm not saying Jesus Christ can't do it, but the rest of these people, like this, all these other false gods, I hope that they are somewhat transparently sent to earth and like finally just like going up to people and being like invisibly like, uh, it was so bad, but I don't have time. So there's only one God, and then you save the world. You save the world, and then those people can go back to the place that they thought was the afterlife, and or maybe God changed his mind. We don't know, but I would just think that they'd go back to what they had asked for, bro. Unless they ask for forgiveness and repentance while they're a ghost, and that's it. So, whatever. So what I just talked about was not is nonfiction. I'm just thinking about saving the world a little bit because it's so easy. You know how easy it is, but it's if you love God, the Heavenly Father, it's not easy emotionally and mentally because it's not that I pity or him at all. It's because I love him for the fact that he had to spend a moment away from heaven. First that, in the throne too, all that, and then just somebody that, you know, his presence is very valuable in a way too. Let's put that out there too because we can't just, you know, the kingdom's sound, his presence. Oh, the Greek. Oh, I didn't want to be rude, bro. Odin and them, bro. Like they have, you know, y'all, they probably have that stuff. But God is the one that creates, and He's love. He's unconditional love, not just love. So if you know, in Greek, they thought they were, you know, they going with Odin. I'm not trying to be rude about Thor and stuff like that, um, because of Marvel, but at the same time, it's like not. It's blasphemy. I mean, if you go to Greece now, the flag is a cross, dude, and all that. So, uh, yeah. And if y'all have any confusion about that, I'm about to dip in a moment. If you have any confusion about that, um, if you have any confusion about that, the Tower of Babel, okay, was a moment almost like Noah's Ark in the sense of disaster. Almost, I think it was worse because at that time, this was the beginning of time, biblical time, and the amount of people and the amount of what happened with the Tower of Babel, false god language created false gods that didn't make it to heaven, I think, because that was longer. Noah's was 300 days. There was a world of people. This is a whole world of people for 3,000 more years at least. 4,000 years. So, of souls that didn't go to heaven because of the false gods that they created with the language of Tower of Babel. So, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to make a competition. I'm not saying Noah's Ark wasn't like, whoa, God will smite you. That's a smite. But the Tower of Babel, in the sense of souls not getting into heaven and all this blasphemy that's awful for this many years, makes it almost as bad as Noah's. I'm gonna still keep Noah's as number one because that came first. All right. Tower of Babel, even though it has more souls that didn't make it to heaven because these false gods created, blah blah blah. It, you know, it should be first, but it's not because Noah's, that smite was first. All right, that was a smite. That Tower of Babel was a smite. Y'all tried. They love. I don't know if they love God or what, but they tried to build a stone tower to another realm. So, and just the intention was not pure, I think, and God smited us, dude. We were straight. We got smited. We got sent. We like, dude. Thankfully for like, I got introduced to the Holy Bible. It's not just about religion and the Holy Bible, even though it is. Because I just need y'all to realize there's one God. When you realize that, the cool. It's like phew, Interstellar. Interstellar. It's like phew, and it's like at this moment, everybody realized there's one God, and except for like the believers of the Holy Bible and the Torah, everybody knew, and then everybody, most people started to ask for forgiveness because they knew what there's that one God asked was His commands. So they start asking forgiveness for what they've done, even though they may. And there's people that don't need to ask for forgiveness because they, even though they believe now, they don't. Oh no, they do. They have to ask forgiveness for believing in a false god. So everybody would have to repent and ask forgiveness. No wonder I'm already late. No wonder there was people back in the day, and still to this day, repent because the kingdom of heaven is near. Maybe God has already done something like this. I'm not saying that I just gave you the truth. I'm just giving you an idea of a way that maybe this could, because I'm not, I wouldn't want anybody to miss out on heaven. Excuse me, I wouldn't want 99.99% of y'all to not make it to heaven. All right. Everybody else, those 99.99% of y'all, I hope y'all can